These garlic snow crab legs are so good, and I'm going to show you exactly how I made them. So first thing you're going to do is get you a pot of water, and you're going to go ahead and season your water for your crab legs and your sides. Now, I went on ahead and used some of this shrimp and crab oil, and let me tell you, when it says just to add a little bit, just add a little bit, because that stuff is strong, and I made the mistake by adding just a little bit too much. And yeah, I was over here sneezing the whole time making this. Now I went on ahead and with my seasoning. For my seasoning, I'm going to use some paprika, garlic powder, onion powder. I have 2 different kinds of Old Bay seasoning in there. And we're just going to go ahead and bring that to a boil. Once it becomes a boil, then we're going to go ahead and start adding in our ingredients. And first thing we're going to add in is our potatoes, because those are going to take the longest. So I'm going to start off with adding in some red potatoes. I already washed them off. I did not cut them in half. I left them whole. I like mine to be whole. If you want to cut yours in half, it will speed up the cooking time. You definitely can, but I decided to leave mine whole. So now while our red potatoes is boiling, I'm going to go ahead and add some eggs in as well, because when it comes to crab baked seafood boils, I like to add eggs in mine. So I'm going to add just about 3 eggs in there, and I'm going to let that all boil together. Once I get my eggs in there, I'm going to go ahead and start working on the sauce. So we're going to go ahead and get some garlic. I'm going to chop up some garlic. Now, you can use the garlic in the jar if you want to. You can use the garlic powder. I prefer fresh garlic. It just tastes better in my opinion. And I like mine's real garlicky, so I'm going to use just a little bit of extra garlic. You can go ahead and use as much or as little as you like. After I get my garlic chopped up, it was time to go ahead and start cutting up the lemons. Now, I'm going to use 1 lemon, and I'm just going to go ahead and cut it in half after I already rinsed it off. In addition to the lemon, we are going to use 1 orange. And I know what you're thinking, but stay with me. Trust the process. I'm going to go ahead and cut that 1 orange right in half. And as you can see, that's a really big orange. In addition to my lemon and my orange, I am going to go ahead and cut up a whole onion. Now, you can use a half of onion if you like. I like onion, so I'm going to use a whole onion. I went on ahead and rinsed it off in some cold water, because that's supposed to help with the onion making you tear. So I'm going to go ahead and slice up my whole onion. Once I get my onion sliced up, I'm going to put it to the side with my orange, my lemon, and my garlic, because now it's time for us to go ahead and check on our potatoes. Make sure our potato and egg is ready to come out. And we're also going to start working on our sauce, because once our potato and our eggs is done, basically everything else is going to take no time to finish. Now, if you want to get fancy, you can go ahead and add in some shrimp, some sausage, but we're not being fancy today. We're just going to do a little bit of corn, because our potatoes and our egg is ready. So now we're going to go ahead and add our corn right into that same pot so our corn can cook. And I'm going to do about 6 pieces of corn, and I'm going to let that cook for about 5 to 10 minutes, because our water is already hot. Once that's done, we're going to pull everything out, and I started to build everybody's snow crab bakes, so that once our crab legs is done, all we have to do is put the sauce on top of it, and then we can all go and eat. Now that I got all of our corn, potatoes, and eggs out of there, we're going to go ahead and put our crab legs in there. Already rinse off the crab legs, and while the crab legs are cooking, it's time for us to go ahead and start making that sauce. First thing you can do is get some unsalted butter. Now, I had a few pieces of unsalted butter just hanging out in the refrigerator, so I'm going to throw that in there. In addition to those few pieces that was in the fridge, I'm going to add in 2 whole sticks of butter. And yes, I said 2, and yes, we need that much butter. Now I'm going to add in the garlic, and I'm going to add in the onions, and we're going to let that cook down just for a few minutes. Once that becomes fragrant and you see that it is starting to cook down, then it is time for us to go ahead and add our seasonings. Now, the seasonings that we are going to use is the same seasonings that we use for our crab bake. We're going to go in with our parsley, our onion powder, garlic powder. I use 2 different types of Old Bay, and I did decide to add in some parsley to this. Now, after I got my seasoning in there, it's time to go ahead and squeeze in that orange. You want to make sure you're not getting any seeds in there, so I just place it inside the palm of my hand with the top of the orange, the open part of the orange facing the palm, and then I'm just squeezing it so any seeds that do come out, my hand can catch it and I don't have to worry about it going into my sauce. After I squeeze my orange, it's time for me to squeeze the lemon, and I'm going to use the same exact process that I did the orange for the lemon, just to make sure no seeds fall in there. And if you do see a seed, you can just go ahead and grab it out real quick. After I got my orange and my lemon in there, I gave it about a few more minutes, mixed everything around so that my sauce can become one. And once my sauce and everything cooked down, it should look something just like this. And that's how you know everything is ready. Now it was time for me to go ahead and pull the crab legs out of the pot, put it inside with our corn, our eggs, and our potatoes. And now we're just going to go ahead and pour that sauce right on top of everything. You're going to pour it all over your crab legs, all over your potatoes, all over your corn, all over your eggs. You want to make sure everything has all of that good flavor. I want it to be fancy, so I went on ahead and put me just a lemon slice right on the side. Poured a little bit more of that sauce on there. And now, because I wanted to make sure that I was extra fancy, I'm going to go ahead and just sprinkle me a little bit more parsley right on top. And when I tell you, this snow crab leg garlic bake was so good. If you haven't made one of these, you absolutely have to make one of these at home. It was absolutely delicious. Now we're going to go ahead and give it a taste test because this was smelling so good.